Okay, everybody. It's Gundam time? Yeah. This episode was bonkers. Absolutely. The title of the episode 16, Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury. Episode 16, Cycle of Sin. Now, there's two things, there's three things to reference in this episode. Well, no, actually, no. Two. There's some minor things, Shattuck, he's delusional. Shattuck's like, come on, you're not getting shit. Anyway, most of this episode is focused on Prospera. For obvious reasons. Where do I begin? A few things happened that basically everyone is on lockdown. That's basically at the school because of the attack and everything, and the Benerit group is trying to do collateral damage of covering up and all that jazz. Shattuck thinks he's won. He's making moves. He's saying, "Yes, I'm gonna be president." Yeah, nice try, bud. You're not the antagonist of the show, so get the hell out of here. The antagonist of the show is Celeste's mother. It is pretty obvious. Now, we go back. Beginning of this episode takes us back to at the end of episode 14. We see Prospera with that woman who was for the Pill group. Get her name down here. Belmeria. Okay. So Belmeria is talking to Prospera. She tells her, yeah, my daughter's inside the Gundam. And she goes on to say that basically, sorry, I was just checking something out. That her daughter is made out of particles inside of the Gundam. And that if she was taken out of it, she'd die. Now, the reason this happened was because her daughter, Eri Sayamea, could not survive in space. So that's why she created her to become the Gundam itself. And she's making this grandiose speech. And I'm like, wow. Man. About she'll be free. She couldn't be more. But you see, here's the thing, though. The way to look at Prospera is this. She's a coin. There are two sides to this coin. One side of the coin, you see a Mr. Gendo Akari. But the other side is still Char Aznavour. Now, this comes into play later in the episode. But she has this conversation with her about it. And, she's saying it's wrong and everything and I can't help you. And then she brings up to her, hey, yeah, you were the one who created those artificial humans. With experimentation. And she's like, ah! And she falls to her knees when she says this. And she walks out. That's the beginning of the episode. The rest of the episode, we have some interesting things happening. Gruel, I can't say this guy's name for the life of me. He shows back up. He goes and he sees his brother. Brother Vance. Obviously, because he thought he was dead. He doesn't, I don't know what happens with him in this episode. He just shows up, he's upset that his brother fainted, but he says he's going to take care of things and be on his way. Now, Aelin and the Pell organization try to steal Ariel. That's not going to happen. So I figured I'd go bit by bit of what happens in the episode by characters. He goes there, tries to get in the Gundam, denied. He is given the so much pain from the data storm from Eri, and he ejects. He sees that woman, what's her face, Bellamiria, and he punches her, saying, "Oh, you're the ones who did experiments on us. Blah blah blah. I'm gonna report you to the higher ups at, what have you." That's what happened there. But that's it for that scene. The rest of the show does obviously the fallout from the attack, and the Spacians are upset. Oh, she's a Gundam. Let's do a cannon her. And this kid gets hit by a can, and then Mary's behind. Oh, I don't think the people of the school will be happy about that. I have evidence of you assaulting people. That goes from there. Mercury comes back after this whole spiel. We also have a scene with the group, and they're stating that they'll have to get a new president. Shattuck thinks he's going to get it. He ain't getting shit. That is a ball-face, bullcrap plot point. He's not getting it. There's no way he's getting it to be president. Because, as we see later on, that's why. I will get into that. But we have this group, they're talking about having a new president. Now, there's a news report, and there's that other group, got their name. They're the ones who are talking to Miorine about where Nika is. We all know that Nika's with Shattuck's group, those people. There's a whole point of them trying to bridge the gap between Spacians and Earthlings. That's what they're trying to accomplish. I guess you could say that to a certain extent. But the thing is, freaking Shattuck wants to weaponize the freaking Gundam. And that's the whole bit about that. So we see Nika, and she says she wants to, continue. And that one, what's her name again? I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names. The hell is this bitch's name? Trying to find her. I'll find her any day now. Sabina. So Sabina's talking to her about it, and she's saying, you should stay with us, blah blah blah. And she says she wants to go a different path, and so on and so forth. But the main point of this episode has to do with Prospera. Or has to do with Prospera, Suletta, and Miorine. Now, Miorine speaks up, Suletta speaks up to Miorine about, look at the tomatoes at her greenhouse. So, they go. Prospera shows up. Automatically, Miorine has a scowl for Prospera. So, she goes with Miorine to go see the tomatoes. And they talk about the incident at the plant. Now, she says, Miorine, that she wants to apologize for what she said to her. But then the conversation goes into, she says it's when my mother was right. You would say that, and da-da-da. And she goes on to saying, if your mother told you to kill, would you? And she said, yes. She gets upset, Miorine. She runs off, and she literally confronts Prospera. And that's when we have the biggest moment in this series. What I think is the turning point of this series. And why this episode is called Cycle of Sin. She goes in saying, leave Suletta out of this, blah, 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 blah. And Prospera brings up her vengeance. She brings up, your father had, 21 years ago, a witch hunt. Excuse me. that killed my husband, my comrades, and my mentor. And she's like, that's lies! That's lies! What's the old saying? Sins of the father go to the daughter. But she brings this up. But she did, freaking Mercury's like, then you go kill each other. Leave Soletta out of it. I do like the fact in this scene that Miorine's not angry at Soletta. She's angry at Prospera. That she's using her own daughter, oh, my mistake, two daughters, to seek vengeance. She said, just go kill each other. But, and she says, oh, and she brings up the fact you're going to be the president to continue Quiet Zero. Because if you don't, it's going to fail. Because you're Delling Rembrandt's daughter, a murderer. This scene, I probably botched what they actually said in the scene, but this scene was so dramatic, in your face. It was like the biggest slap from Mercury. To realize, I guess I'm a murderer too, because my father killed people. And he used mobile suits to do it. So, now, this could be taken in several different ways, and we really don't know where this is going, but I can tell you right now, this shit's gonna get really crazy as we go forward. And like I said before, because of now, what Prospera is involved with, and she's telling with Miorine, Shattuck, you ain't getting squat. Squat. Because let's be perfectly honest here. Yeah, you had mercenaries attack the school and attack the plant. But let me ask you a question. Who really deserves vengeance here? You or Soletta's mother? And if you think you got the cojones to go against her, I don't think so. Why don't you go see your deadbeat dad who's in a freaking wheelchair? This show is circling around the issue of parents manipulating their children. That is the main theme in this Gundam series. They manipulate them to the point where they use them for their own gain. Soletta's mother does it. You have Shattuck doing it to his father. You have, Ghoul killing his father. You have all these different things happening. Now, I believe Soletta, she's probably a clone. Just like Elan's clone. I could be wrong, but I believe she is. Regardless of the fact, this is going to get really hot and heavy. And I'm wondering when it's going to precipice of exactly who's fighting who. Because like I told you before, people, Prospera is a coin. On one side, you have Char Aznavour. And on the other side, you have Gendo Ikari. Wow! Great comparison! One person is an egomaniac who uses his own son to pilot a robot that has his dead wife's soul in it. Sorry, spoilers. And the other guy wants vengeance on the Zeon who killed his father. So you see the similarities, and I'm going to make a very bold claim. Prospera, she has got to be one of the best antagonists I have seen in Gundam for a while. Now listen, no disrespect to Iron Blood Orphans, and this is the last thing I'm going to say. But Prospera's got that beat. Sorry. But this was a good episode, 10 out of 10. I just love this now happening. And this was better than last week. Can you believe it? But anyway, Zumbankai 922. I might want to do another video on this. I don't know. But this is going to get, as I said before, it's going to get intense. Now, I don't know if this is going to have like Spacians and Earthlings, or is it really just going to boil down on Prospera is going to use her daughter to activate this thing, and Eri is going to go inside of Soletta. We'll see. I'll see you guys later. Peace.